Execution matches your enthusiasm. I've got a job for you if you're looking to keep busy. Here are the details.
And greetings and welcome to another episode of Soul Talk, where we talk to our citizens and members of the community. Today is March 30th, 2023. I missed April Fool's Day by that much. We're live on Twitch and YouTube. How's everybody doing? Click the link below to join us if you want to come in and have a chat with us. I'll put the link in Twitch chat or YouTube chat momentarily. But I want to say greetings and happy Women's History Month for the last time this year. Hope everyone is doing well. And I see Citizen Shenanigans and Cotton Face and... oh, that was me, but never mind. Don't want to say hi to myself. That'd be trouble. But yes, I hope everybody's doing well. PAX East was this past weekend. I didn't go this year, but I watched a couple of panels, but I haven't watched all the panels that I wanted to watch yet. But they did have a PAX Steam sale. But a few titles caught my eye, but I didn't get anything. I'm still enjoying The Mandalorian. Yesterday's episode was very good. Check out The Mandalorian if you haven't started watching it yet this season. With regard to anime, I finished The Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2, The Angel Next Door Poison Rotten, By the Grace of God Season 2, Reborn to Master the Blade, and I'm currently in the middle of watching Trigun Stampede, and I'm keeping up with both through. I don't want to get hurt, so I'm maxing out my defense Season 2. But By the Grace of God and the Rise of the Shield Hero Season 2 were weaker than the first season counterpart, but I still enjoyed them. And as you suspect, after watching all the anime, I didn't have much time to read, so I'm behind in my reading. Before we get started, I just want to say, I want to remind people, yes, this Saturday is April Fool's Day, and you would think that April Fool's Day would be one of those days that I would love, but I kind of loathe it. It's not because of the jokes and the things and the misleading articles on the net on a specific day that get me. It's the ones that posted on April 1st that I come across on April 3rd or after that's annoying to me. Because it's nothing worse than, well, a few things worse than you're reading an article, right? And you're getting into it because it's like, oh, it may be interesting, or maybe you say, oh, that can't possibly be right. And you get to the middle of it, or even make it all the way to the end and discover that it's an April Fool's Day prank. That, to me, that's the worst. And even worse is when I post it onto Discord in a public server, and then someone says, FC, look at the date. I'm looking at the date and say, oh, okay. A few years ago, I made it all the way to May, and something on April Fool's Day got to me. But yeah, so that's my history with April Fool's Day. I don't know if anyone else is like that. Maybe it's just me. Before I do my monologue, I did want to say that Yacht Club on Wednesday will have Soul Citizen members on, and I think it's Griffin and a few others. So check them out on Wednesday, April 5th, I believe. But I'm gonna do my thing, and then I'm gonna drag people on down, and we're gonna talk Star Citizen. So here we go. Before she went off to join the circus, she was known as Dr. Harlan Quinzel. A psychiatrist at the Arkham Asylum, she was assigned to the clown himself. She thought she was curing him, but she was really falling in love. Talk about a workplace romance gone wrong. And that's just the beginning. She's crazier than him and more fearless. They became the king and queen of Gotham City, and God help anyone who disrespected the queen. I'm gonna drag people down and see if they can figure out who that was. I mean, I've been doing a theme all this month, so hopefully people will figure it out. We're joined today by Face, Jade, and Poppin' Face. How are y'all doing?
Hi.
All right.
I know what it is.
You don't? Who is it?
What? Age before beauty, so Pops can go first.
No.
All right. Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but who is it? That's right.
Amanda Waller.
Amanda
Waller.
Yeah.
So I'm
the only reason why I know it because we just watched it 2 days ago. That's the only reason why I knew that.
See, you should have went first.
No.
So that's amazing.
Wait a minute, though. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. But this is it Suicide Squad or is it Birds of Prey?
Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I was gonna say this is amazing. I don't think I've ever had a monologue where everyone in the room got the reference.
I get one once a year, so there you go. That was, and see you in 2024.
Once a year. Well, we'll work on that. We'll see if I can prove you wrong. Hopefully, I can. Dark Knight, you should have gotten that one, buddy. You should have gotten that one. All right. So up first, we have our. Well, before we get to that, I have this up because Griffin posted this to me, and I just wanted to let people know that we do have a podcast listing on Amazon Music now. So if you want to listen to us and not really watch us, but just have your headphones or you're driving or whatever, you can put us on the Amazon podcast and check us out. Thank you, Jay, for putting in the link. I appreciate it. So yeah, click that link.
Here for.
Click that link if you want to listen to us on Amazon. All right, so now, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead, and then I have something for you.
Okay, I was going to move on to the sneak peek. Is it related to Amazon?
Well, there's somebody that they have a word they want to say to you.
Oh my god, it's you! The legend known as Fastcart. I mean, I know I'm everyone's favourite second-class junior cartographer, but you, sir, are a comedic genius. Hopefully I'll see you again soon out at the ICC probe, assuming they put me back in along with it. Love, Tessa Bannister. Oh, and happy Triggerfish.
Whoa! Wait, but that was AI?
I got you, but I had to do it before next week.
I was just making sure. That was okay. Because people love some Tessa, so don't mess with Tessa too much.
Right? No, I know.
But thank you for that. It felt good calling someone else calling a community genius.
I thought you'd like that.
That's gonna feed me for months. All right, so up next we have the sneak peek from last week. And the subtitle says "Soaring through the Apex." I guess I do know what this is. But does anyone else have a guess as to what this is?
Yai.
Yeah, that's not my guess. This Pop, do you agree?
I would assume so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
I guess the subtitle is green.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the Go ahead.
No, I was going to say it would have been my guess, but aren't the engine? I don't know. That ship kind of flips and turns, and doesn't it? And I don't know, the engines, maybe it's because the engines don't look like they're in the right place. At the one, but yeah.
Oh, I mean, this is the Soundtrack DR, not the I can't think of the other thing.
What's the?
R2all.
Cartoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry, I got it mixed up.
You're thinking about the Cartoon too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what threw me off because the Cartoon was more red and this was more green. So I was like, wait a minute, something's not right about that. But yeah, that's what was good to me. But yeah, the Soundtrack DR. I guess people agree. Anyone looking forward to the ship? Getting it?
No, I'm
me.
pretty much done on
Yeah.
the only thing I mean, don't get me wrong, it's Alien. I'm looking forward to Alien stuff in the verse, but I'm looking for something on the ground.
Well, wait till we get to the ISC. There might be something that make you want to open your wallet.
So ISC?
Yeah. The Inside Star Citizen.
Nope, I already saw it. It ain't making me open up my wallet.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, we'll see. We'll talk about it when we get to it. But yeah, it's the subtitle that it's showing to the Apex. I looked it up on Google. I found a couple of references, but nothing that really. It wasn't mainstream. It's something from Bandcamp or something like that. So I'm not sure if that was a reference or something they made up this time.
I mean, a lot of people buy and listen and support music on Bandcamp, so that's kind of mainstream today. It just depends on who you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. I'm an old head. I still listen to Top 40 on Q94 or whatever. No, they don't have Q94 in Boston, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cataclysm. Appreciate it. So yeah, that is the sneak peek. And so up next we have. Oh yeah. Okay, so I normally don't do this, but I just want. Okay, this is the. Let me set it up. This is Star Citizen Live from Montreal with Rob. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on in this episode, but I just want to start off because I'm playing a 2-minute clip from the Star Citizen Live. Now, I'm not going to go full screen. I just want you guys to listen to it and then comment when I pause. But here we go.
Who are you, Mr. Race Guy?
Yes, Raceman.
Raceman.
So we have Will, he's a river guy. My goal is to become Raceman.
Raceman.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm a senior level designer. I worked on a few of the hospitals, the Caterpillar crash sites, the racetracks, reclaimer missions, specifically the one about organ harvesting. And now I'm working on the UGFs and helping out here and there on building interiors and derelict settlements.
Why would you call out specifically the one about organ harvesting?
Because I want people to know that it exists, because I think it's a great POI and artists did an amazing job of dressing up a reclaimer as an organ harvesting ship.
I'm going to fixate on this. What's your favorite thing about organ harvesting?
That you get to give the gift of life to other people. We said we were going to stay on a positive note, right?
It's a very positive
And
note.
that's it for that one.
Okay.
The video will continue on, but organ harvesting is in the game, I guess. What do people think about that?
About organ harvesting?
Yeah, being in the game.
I'm like, why? Why? And
Because
why?
it gives the gift of life. Just like it said.
Well, okay.
At the same time, too, though, I mean, we do have slavery in the game, so
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not even in the same ballpark. That's not in the same ballpark.
I mean, I think organ harvesting, as opposed to organ donation, means you're just taking something against someone else's will. So you're taking someone's freedom when you make them a slave. You're taking someone's life or organs when you harvest organs. So
I mean, that's like I'm a meet this guy named the Poets in the back alley, and I'm gonna take his liver. Oh,
It's
the
just
Poets is there. I'm
salvage.
sorry.
You hear that?
It's another
Poet?
form of
my,
salvage.
my liver has
How you doing, the
my liver has
Poet?
plenty of liquor in it to share. You know, I went to the Magic Castle yesterday and had a good time.
All
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Good to hear you from you, the Poets.
Good to hear you. Yep. So, the
How's
Poet, what do you
everybody
think
doing
about
tonight?
organ harvesting being in the game?
I did not know that was going to be a thing, so I have to digest that for a little while.
Yeah, so get back to me in a week
Yeah, that's
when you have an
something.
opinion. Yeah, but this is Thursday Live. They had to talk about a whole bunch of other stuff. The organ harvesting thing threw me for a loop because I was not aware of that myself. But the other stuff they talk about was Alpha 319 being scheduled to publish in May or something like that. I mean, this is just Disco Lando throwing out dates. You would have thought that he would have learned his lesson about December 8th for 318, but evidently not. I'm messing with you, Disco. We love you. So yeah, don't give dates, Disco. Jared, don't give dates. That's all I gotta say. Talk about new player experience being centered around Orc Corp. The sneak peek from last week. Let me throw that up real quick. The sneak peek from last week is a reference to the new player experience from with the sign. So let me hide that and hide that. So yeah, I don't know. People can see. Look on the stream. Don't look at my in Discord. But that was a sign from last week, and this is the what they're doing for new player experience, just making the sign better, making them easy to read and understand. So that's what that was from last week.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Some other stuff they talk about. Someone in chat wanted to be able to go down to the street level in All Corp, and CIG has to arrange a priority. That may be something that they love to do, but it works putting that feature ahead of something else, another feature that they also want in the game. So yeah, I thought this SEO was pretty interesting. Did anyone watch it or have any thoughts? No.
No, fast cut. I forgot to watch it, and I'm glad you played that part. But,
That's what I'm here for.
yeah,
I watched it. It was good. It's pretty good.
Do you have any comments about the first half before we get to the second half?
Oh yeah, just on the art core thing. You know, before they do anything else on 318 on Area 18 and you know, the other areas, the other cities, I think they're going to remake the whole planet, right? Because it's originally it's supposed to have oceans and natural areas too. It's not supposed to be completely paved over, so that's probably, you know, a bit away. But I was glad to hear that, you know, it's something they're still thinking about.
Cool. I'm not gonna play the intermission because I don't want to give people who have epilepsy a seizure, because that was a heck of an intermission that Disco or Jared put up. So let me just make sure I skip past it before I put anything else up. Yep, that's it right there. That's it right there. There we go. Alright, so up next we have Lucas, who's in charge of the talent acquisition or hiring. They discuss portfolios. They're working with universities and schools to help them develop curriculum to train the game developers of the future. Last week ISC episode, I'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, have any comments about the second half of ISC? Jade or anyone else who watched it?
Yeah, like that whole thing about them actually reaching out to universities and training, you know, developing curriculum to train, you know, potential future employees. I had no idea they were doing that. And I mean that's pretty mind blowing, but it makes sense because, you know, their game engine is, you know, pretty bespoke. I mean, they've, you know, basically created a game engine out of a game engine. So yeah, it just makes a lot of sense to, you know, start developing a curriculum that will create a pipeline of potential employees. So
I mean,
yeah.
they kind of they kind of referenced it last week with Anna and talked about acting and making a whole. They've added a mocap curriculum for acting. So yeah, as time goes by, you have to update your curriculum. So yeah, I'm not really surprised. I am kind of not really. I am pleasantly surprised that CIG is so hands-on about it, because I'm assuming that they reached out to these universities and then have them apply to CIG when they graduate. So I think that'll be a nice pipeline.
Yeah.
No. Now I will
Yeah,
say
you gotta
though,
get them while they're young. I mean, that's what Apple was doing when I was young. They had all
Mhm.
Apple computers and stuff in our kindergarten and first grade classrooms and stuff.
now I will say though, being that this is a game engine, it sounds like possibly the avenue as the game progresses and the engine progresses, will it become open source like Unity or Unreal Engine?
I don't know. No, that's. I mean, if Amazon had anything to say about it, I don't think so, because they want to make that money. But yeah, I may be wrong.
Don't get me wrong. No, I'm just saying. No, well, I get what you're saying from a money standpoint. No, don't get me wrong. Unreal Engine is making money,
Mhm.
from their business model. Especially from just looking at their thing. I think it was at this past. I don't know what conference it was. I forget. And
CES, CDC, GDC.
think it might have been GDC, maybe could have been. But from seeing what they did in acquiring ArtStation, Sketchfab, and I think it's something else that they acquired. You look at their marketplace and everything, so on and so forth. So it's pretty cool to see though what they're doing with the engine and everything. I'm
Mhm.
just curious if that's the way they're gonna go with theirs. It's
Cool.
called Star Engine,
Yeah, I'm
right?
gonna have to bow out.
Wow.
Discord is not playing well with my audio right now.
Okay,
Oh,
DePaul.
okay.
Take care, the pose.
Take
Take
care.
care.
I think
All right.
Star Engine is what the community calls it. I'm not sure what they call it officially that in CIG. Last I
Got
heard, I may be wrong, but yeah, I think the Star Engine is a community moniker. But yeah.
Right on it. I've seen it mentioned in the monthly report, so I think
Oh, you have? Okay, so
Yeah.
they call it Star Engine officially.
I believe so.
Okay. So you were saying first?
No. I mean, it's really cool to see if that's the avenue that they're looking to go. To becoming something in that same field or same
Mhm.
way that that the others are doing. Um, you know, because I would love to play around in it.
Yeah, but I mean, I think. Well, I mean, one of the stretch
What's up?
goals was we were supposed to have our own servers. So I'm guessing we'll be able to mod and stuff like that. Like there's an engineering handbook for that you can order for modding. I mean, it's not out yet, obviously, but when the game comes out, it should be released. So yeah, I think you'll be able to get your hands on it and do some stuff to it. But how much? That's the question.
Okay.
Like I said, they're working in universities. Oh yeah, so before we move on, I just wanted to say congratulations to Jared. He said last week episode or the week before last was Jared's 350th episode of ISC. So I just want to say congrats, Jared. You're well done. And he said that he's done 1,200 videos with CIG, including lawmakers, backmasters, etc. So that's a lot of videos.
Mm.
That's a lot of Jared. But congratulations, man. It's been nice having you. All
Keep it
right,
up.
so up next we have. What were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, Jared he's cool. He's good for Jared.
He's alright.
One of the hardest working man in Star Citizen show business.
I don't
Yeah,
know
but,
about he may disagree with you about that, but I would agree, but he may disagree with you.
I understand.
But up next we have Star Citizen 318 testing update. This is updated yesterday, 11 a.m. I don't know if that's local or whatever. But this is from Dilo. He says, "Hello everyone. We would like to share an update regarding our plans for the upcoming 318 patch releases. Following through the discussion with our publishing and development team, we have made a decision to implement a fundamental change to our testing process, with the objective of shortening delivery time to live. In order to increase our efficiency and remain on schedule for our 319, we will be conducting simultaneous release management of both the 318.1 and 318.2 patches. We have locked 318.1 for external testing, and our development team is now hammering away at it with a set of updated load testing tools. While load testing has always been a part of our process, we're making changes to incorporate this new method of locking and doing the final load testing internally for all future releases. We are eager to start testing 318.2 on a PTU with all of you, initially as early as tomorrow, Thursday, so that's today, by testing 318.2 and locking 318.1. In this way, we believe we can save time to help us reach our upcoming major milestone. This will also make space for us to create the 319 branch as soon as possible, so we can start the process of preparing to go to P2 soon after 318.2, or the release of 318.2. It was important that we communicate this to you early so that there's no confusion when 318.2 rolls out for testing. Yeah, good luck with that. People are always going to be confused about something. Despite 318.1 not having hit the live servers yet, we're excited about this new approach and hope it will bring significant improvement to how we roll out our regular content. As always, we truly appreciate ongoing support and look forward to seeing you in the verse. So yeah, Star Citizen 318 testing update. Any comments? I know
Wish
like
I
we
could
can
help.
No, go ahead. No,
But
ahead.
the testing, I just a little too busy.
A little too busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, my only comment on this is I think this is good overall.
Wow.
Because then they're not like creating a bottleneck. You know, if they can have us testing 3.18.2, you know, as they get 3.18.1 ready to go to live, they should. Like it sounds like it's a more efficient process, and you know, for people who always want to ask when, I think this is a good thing.
Fair point. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, strategies have always been, not always, but you know, every once in a while they change up how they release stuff. Like they wanted to go quarterly or every 3 months, and then well, before that, then they were just releasing whenever they have enough stuff to put out in different patches and stuff like that. I was used to the quarterly one. I appreciate that, but then they fell behind, so that's why they
But they knew
changed it up.
they knew they would, and the intention is still to be quarterly. That was just because 3.18 is, it's not just an, you know, average point patch. It's a completely different thing like 3.0 was.
I mean, it comes out to 317, so there's a point now. I know what you mean.
Yeah, no, and like Jared said, 3.17.2 should have probably been just labeled 3.18 because it was such a big patch.
All right. So that is the 318 testing update. We'll be getting 318.1 soon, and then on the way to 318.2 after that. Then hopefully by May, hopefully before Invictus Week, we'll have 319. But we shall see. All right. So up next we have. Oh yeah. I know I said this before. I talked about it before, but I just want to remind people about the status .rapidspacindustry.com page. This gives you information about the status of this survey. And you can see the platform is operational, the Persistent Universe partial audit, and electronic access partial audit. And they give you latest incident. The latest one was on March 30th, so that's today, as a matter of fact. We're currently investigating the issue to prevent players from accessing the RSI launcher and Spectrum. Elevation detected, initial notice and recognition ongoing. And well, and precursor made them apply service accessible once more. So it looks like they fixed it at 1:30 UTC. Yeah, just check that out if you have any questions about the update, the status of the game or the website or both. So yeah. After that, we have our Galactapedia update, March 2023. This week they're talking about the equivalency to a secondary education. I thought that's what it was, but I guess evidently they include it in the lore now. They have short articles, Perseus, legendary player, tool system, tool 1, Lannister, and also inhabited in spite of which odds, front row prime seats of the upcoming apocalypse. Okay, I gotta click on that later on. Tool 2 and 3, tool belt, tool 4 and 5, Haven, home of Doomsday. Okay, I gotta click on that too. Tool 5, I'm sorry, 6 and 7. Here reigns helium. That sounds interesting. And someone will think of it surviving the upcoming Nova. Neil Sokolovich, I think I got it right. Is one of the first humans to partake of a slumber. VSG Industrial, maker of the hangars. I missed those hangars. Genesis System, birthplace of new civilization. Genesis 1, 2. Protected under the Fair Chance Act is Genesis 2. Genesis spelled Alpha. And Genesis 3. So that's quite a bit of update. Anybody had a chance to check those out?
No. I always forget the Galactapedia. I never remember.
Yeah, I did.
Go ahead. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Anything
I
caught your
love me
eye?
some lore. What's that?
What caught your eye?
The Tyrol system. Like it was really good to see this system, fleshed out a little. And yeah, that jumped out at me. Also, the Genesis Belt Alpha, source of many water-rich asteroids, and yeah, so it's interesting. Genesis 1 being like this place that got hit by a meteor, and I always like to look at the Fair Chance Act planets. So Genesis 2. But yeah, it's always good to see them, adding more entries into the Galactapedia. I can't wait until it's mostly completed, and I hope that HCS Voice Packs gives us a Star Citizen Galactapedia like they did with Elite Dangerous. But yeah, that's all.
Can you imagine how big that they would have to charge like $50 for that? It's so much lower.
But because think about Elite Dangerous and how much bigger that game is in terms of how many star systems. So you get the Galactapedia included with your voice packs now, right? So for Elite. So I don't think it would be that big of a deal.
The one thing about the Genesis system is I hope they'll include the lore about the Kirk versus Khan battle. That'll be interesting.
Different universe, but hey, maybe they'll make something simimer. That'd be cool.
I'm surprised you get that reference, Jade. I would have thought that would have outdated you.
Are you kidding? I'm a hardcore Trekkie.
Okay,
I've gone all the way back. I've even cringed through the original series. So yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, but this is this week in Galactapedia updates. Check that out if you have a chance or interest. I'm gonna make sure I keep that link up, or that tab up for me to look at later. Yeah, the Galactapedia update. Okay, so I'm thinking we have. Oh yes, the winners of the 2953 Stella Fortuna Shadow Luck Greenside contest. The winners have been crowned. Thank you for incredible salutes. Submission. Congratulations to the winner. First place was Geos Fleed. Second place was Bubba O0. And third place was Dub Blunt. Okay, that's a cool name. So we'll check out some of the. Before I check out the screenshot, let's see what they won. First place was 600i Exploration. Second place was the Redeemer, and third place was the Vanguard Sentinel, all with LTI and Stella Fortuna paint. So let's see. This is GI Fleet, the first place winner. Oh wow. Okay. it's kind of hard to see, but you can't see my mouth. But at the end of the gun is pointing to someone really small on top of the hill. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I can see how that's a saddle lock.
That tells me hijack and Idris, and you win a 600i.
Mhm. And this is second place. Oh, okay, yeah, they're gonna have a bad day. They're gonna have a bad day. You definitely need a saddle lock for that situation. That is second place. And this is the third place. I can click on this. There you go. Oh, okay. Someone's getting beat down. That's the third place winner. So, what do y'all think? Do you agree with the ordering of the first, second, and third place winners?
Yeah, I mean, it was really good.
I would have swapped second and third, but first is without a doubt first. But second and third, I mean, that's that's just down to artistic. Like, I just like that image, I guess, in the third place. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So that is congratulations to the winners of the Shot of Luck screenshot contest with 153 Stella Fortuna. And Invictus Week is coming up, so hopefully we'll have more chances for people to win stuff and submit pictures to win stuff. So look forward to that. All right. So next up we have this is retweeted by the RSI official site. This is me, randomly pulling this up, but the Saber Ravens Owners Club join us in celebrating the Saber Raven on Sunday, May 28th, so we have over a month, almost 2 months, 10 a.m. Pacific for the 5th quarterly meetup and 1 year anniversary. So yeah, that's the previous picture of the Saber Raven Club. Are you all interested in joining your own favorite ship club in the verse?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What club do you want to belong to?
Endeavor Club, go.
I want ugly Bettys all across the universe to unite.
And when you say that, you mean the Reclaimer, correct?
No, fastcart. Jeez, Louise, you don't. Oh my goodness, how long have I been saying what my favorite ship is?
I have trouble keeping up with my favorite ship. What is your favorite ship? Oh,
the Orion.
The Orion. Okay, yeah, I remember now. So you say Ugly Betty. I have no idea what that's supposed to be, but okay. So the Orion Club. I'm pretty sure there probably is an Orion Club already. So if you look up on Spectrum, you might be able to find it.
All right.
Now, how about you, Jade? You said Endeavor. I thought you said.
Yeah, I said Endeavor, but just because DK isn't in here, so I also say Genesis Starliner Club.
No, yeah, I can see that one.
Baselines unite.
It's got to be hard to belong to a club of a ship that's not even out yet.
Yeah.
Endeavor, Genesis Starliner. I mean, BML.
At least with the Genesis Starliner, we know we're gonna get it before the Endeavor. So.
Well, geez, thanks for rubbing that in.
maybe even before the BMM. Just saying.
I don't think so, but we'll see.
Maybe we'll see.
How about you, Pops?
You know what I'm gonna say.
BMM.
Yeah. And the Endeavor.
And the Endeavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think that ship's gonna just. Man, it's gonna be with the modules that they're going to come up with that they, we have no idea. I just think that ship's going to be, it's going to be a lot of fun to have that ship.
Cool. All right. Oh, yeah. If anyone wants to come and join us to chat the Star Citizen with us, feel free to click on the link and join us. We don't bite much. Up next, we have. This is from the RSI official RSI Twitter account. But in case you're wondering who's really behind this account, it is Finley the whale, And I guess here's Nick said this doesn't make sense. Most of the memes involve Pico. Finally doing that makes no sense. So yeah, but at least now we know who's officially behind the Twitter account. Is anyone surprised?
No.
What I'm trying to figure out is what tablet that is down below in the middle. I see the monitor, but what tablet is that? Or is that a tablet? I guess it's an iPad or something.
It looks like a tablet.
Yeah, I don't recognize it. I was just curious. That's pretty big. But
Yeah.
okay, so it looks like a Samsung. I don't know, DK. I have Samsung, but I mean, okay, the icons at the bottom look like Samsung, but I don't know if that's Samsung or just the way Android looks. Yeah, cool. All right, so that is find out who's behind the Twitter account. Finally, yeah, that's a Samsung thing. Okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know. Up next we have This Week in Star Citizen. I put it at the end now because I just want to cover the stuff that's happening tomorrow and Saturday. This Saturday, Zylo will be heading to Phoenix, Arizona for one of the first stops of the Star Citizen World Tour 2023. And on the other side of the pond, you can catch some of the members of the team in Paris, France, also happening this Saturday. They post a full schedule on the Star Citizen Tour later this week, and that's the next page that's coming up next. But before I get to that, tomorrow, AI director Francisco Ucusi joined us at special Star Citizen Live Game Dev, where he takes us through several prints of AI work the team has been doing. Catch it on Twitch.tv at 1500 UTC, 8 a.m. Pacific, or 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So yeah, check that out tomorrow, and hopefully it'll be a good one. But yeah, this is the Star Citizen World Tour that I previously mentioned. And as you can see, as you scroll down, they have Phoenix, Arizona, and Paris, France. That's both on April 1st. Anyone in Arizona, go check it out. Anyone in Paris, France, I'm sure you would listen to us if you live in Paris, but you go check that out. In the future, they have Belgium on May 20th, Columbus, Ohio on June 3rd, Shanghai, China, June 23rd, Hong Kong, China, June 25th, Incheon, Korea, July 1st, Cologne, Germany, August 24th to 26th. Oh, I guess that's the Gamescom date, so that's why they have a range instead of just doing one date. And then Vienna, Austria, September 16th. So those are the places and dates that CIG devs will be hanging out with the community. Let me know in chat if anyone is nearby one of those locations and plan to go to them. Jade, if you can post the link and also the barcitizen.sc link, I'd appreciate it in chat for me, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I got the first link and I got the second one coming.
Cool. Thank you. I will be there unless there's extenuating circumstances. Okay, cool. Your Divine Shadow. Cool. Alright. So up next we have, so I guess that's it for that. We have IC coming up. This is a 22-minute episode, but we'll be splitting it up into two parts. The first part will be 8 minutes, 21 seconds. So when we get to that, we'll come back and talk about the first part. I'm looking forward to hearing what you all have to say about it. But yes, this is the ISC. One-Fifity.
As the first quarter of 2023 comes to a close, we're hitting a few milestones here for what we call internally the Evergreen Content Team. That's the folks that are dedicated to the creation of weekly, recurring, some might say evergreen video content. For Inside Star Citizen, today's show represents the completion of our 4th year and 150th episode since that first evolution from Around the Verse in 2019. And when you factor in the legacy of ATV and Wingman's Hangar before that, we're now just passing the 450th episode of this continuing behind-the-scenes series unlike anything you'll find from any game developer anywhere else. And yet, somehow, still we never show anything good. It also marks the personal completion for me of 8 years shepherding over 1,200 videos showcasing the creation of this project. Even that one holiday live stream we don't like to talk about anymore. So, to sign us off for this quarter before we go about our regularly scheduled hiatus, we're bringing back an old favorite, that grab bag of tiny looks at various aspects from all over development, the Sprint Report. Now, for those of you who maybe have never seen one of these before, a sprint is what we call the internal 2-week cadence where developers go off on a task, come back to check in, see everyone's progress, get some notes, and then either move on to something else or go back for another 2-week sprint on the same feature. So, what that means is what you're going to see here this week is actually internal developer art, the kind they don't usually make to be seen publicly. It's not the flashy and somewhat mentally unstable work of the ISC gameplay capture team, who have been on quite a streak recently, possibly because we changed their medications. So without further ado, let's jump into the Inside Star Citizen Q1 2023 Sprint Report and Clam Bake Showdown. I'm assuming that editorial will put a nice, subtle title on screen right here. Also, there's no Clam Bake Showdown. I don't know why I said that. Let's start things off with some spacecraft and vehicles, where there was recently a small onboarding task for a new hire to update the remote turrets for the 600i from Origin, which you can see here. I think we can all agree it's a noticeable improvement over what's in the game today. And if you watched last week's ISC on the upcoming changes to tractor beams and Alpha 319 and beyond, you might have noticed the Argo SRV flying around in that Beyond section. Here's a closer look at its progress as it currently makes its way through final art towards a scheduled release later this year. Now, for those who follow the progress tracker on the public roadmap, here are your first looks at 3 vehicles currently making their journeys throughout the pipeline, starting with the RSI Lynx Rover, companion sojourner to the famous Ursa we all know and love, an often found package with the luxurious Constellation Phoenix. It's currently in gray box phase, and it's nice to see the RSI styling continue to evolve. Especially with those tires. I mean, I'm not usually a tires are cool dude, but those are cool tires, right? And as we move inside, we can take a look at the cockpit coming along. And then there's the rear, which is at the back, and which is already far more fancy than its Ursa brethren. Okay, I thought the tires were cool, but can a chair also be cool? Because that looks like a comfy-ass chair. Can I say that? No, I just edited it out. Yeah, it'll be fine. Good job. There's also the Crusader Spirit, which just entered gray box phase recently. You can see here early work on the exterior, making certain every part of it matches the metrics laid out in the white box phase before it. Then popping in through the rear of the ship, which, like the Lynx, is also in the back. And then into the cockpit that's looking, well, a bit contrasty at the moment. But that's not uncommon for gray box phase, as this period is mostly about defining shape language and material breakup before everything gets refined later in final art phase. And then let's take a look at the gray box bomb bay for the bomber variant that's being worked on in tandem with all the others. Finally, let's look at recent gray box progress on the Apoa Santok Yai, the alien Shion fighter, where you can see the exterior coming along pretty well. The thrusters are being modeled out. And they've started exploring how the landing gear will work, experimenting with the shape language a bit to make certain they're beefy enough to believably hold the mass of this entire ship when all is said and done. And as for when you're going to see the 600i turret, the Lynx, the SRV, the Spirit, the Santok Yai, and more make their way into the persisting universe, I'd recommend as always keeping an eye on the public roadmap for details when they become available. Now let's move from ships that fly to winged creatures. As astute readers of the monthly report might already be aware, one of the many things the AI team is currently working on is pushing Boyd's development in the persistent universe. Now, Boyds are the algorithmic behavior of small creatures that can populate the planets and moons of the persistent universe, with a test here of condors slowly learning to avoid flying into mountains or drowning in the oceans beneath them. Dun 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 Condor Man. Nobody, huh? Just me? And then some work on ocean fish. Here, completely, totally, and utterly unanimated. It's just a test of behaviors here, people, without all the motion parameters that'll make them look good one day. Now, I'm including this as a test. If I see all you out there on the internet's like, these Star Citizen fish look great, I'm gonna know you don't listen to a word I'm saying. My feelings will be hurt. Meanwhile, the Interactables team, formerly known as the Props team, have been running through and physicalizing a bunch of assets for the persistent universe, like these weights for gyms like the ones you might find in New Babbage. Similar to the fish we just watched, this is also before animation has had their chance to contribute, so let's not judge the throwing form being displayed here. Still, it's nice to see even the littlest things in the verse behave naturally with realistic math and physics whenever possible. This effort to make things behave as you'd expect them to also extends to the coffee machines of the verse, with a pass recently done to go through and repair their broken functionality. Now, I did consider turning this section into an update on either bartender or mess hall features, just for old time's sake, but someone who will go unnamed stopped me. Just know that there are heroes out there looking out for each and every one of you. Also, it looks like the team developed a few new coffee mugs along the way. We'll just let this video play for a bit, see a couple coffee cups in action, and think about how much bartender stuff I'm not talking about right now. Also, speaking of bartenders, if you want some Interactables of your own, there's this new set of Star Citizen pint glasses up for pre-order on the web store. I asked if they wanted me to promote them, and they said no, because you'll probably do something silly and stupid with it. And I said, leave it with me. And they said, what? No, we said no. And I said, no problem. And here we are. Back to the...
You gotta love Jared. Okay, we're back. There, like I said, that's the first half of, well, the first part of ISC. So let's go in order. Face, what do you have to say for the first half? What caught your eye?
Those fish are great.
What did Jared say, Fish? What did Jared say? No, go ahead.
We love Jared.
Yes,
But yes. No, I mean I love seeing at the point of fact that they're working on the AI and having those, those creatures become alive in the game. I mean, I would love to see how it develops and grows, how, apex predators can adapt in how the way they will hunt. So I mean, you got to think about it too. So underwater creatures is coming. Listen, see, for those of you who like to sit your little 890s on that water.
Yeah, that was the episode of Mandalorian. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but
I might want to think about it. I might want to think about it. Release the Kraken.
Yeah, man. So yeah, anything else?
No, that's it. That's
it?
I mean, that's pretty much that caught my eye. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Jade, how about you?
Yeah, I just like what Fist just said. I mean, now you'll have to worry about two different kinds of Kraken, right? Potentially. But yeah, so I'm happy to see, them now showing us the Boyds, as they call them, and for people who want to know more about this and the difference between bugs and voids and bigger animals, there was a really good calling all devs from almost 2 years ago, April 24th, and I will paste the link in where they go into this, and so it's good to see now. It was cool they were talking about it back then, but now we're actually getting to see, yes, here are some things in engine, in the water.
And it only took them almost 3 years.
Well, I mean, the thing is, they're showing us this. There's other stuff probably that they haven't even showed us yet. They've been developing a lot of stuff. So, what jumped out at me though, I mean that creatures, that's great, but that Star Kitten cup, that Star Kitten mug, like just the fact that we're gonna have more variety in terms of mugs is great. But there's been this debate, right? Like I've been asking around, why haven't I gotten my Star Kitten T-shirt from 2017? And there are people like, oh, it's making stuff up in their head. Oh, it's a legal thing with Hello Kitty. I'm like, I don't think so.
No, it's not. It's a Star Kitten thing. It had nothing to do with Hello Kitty.
And this confirms what I was saying. They sometimes people are funny. They swore up and down. Oh no, you're wrong, Jade. No, you're wrong. Anyway. Besides that, this here is the standout, the Lynx rover, and I don't know if you can post that image that I put. Okay, to me, they took inspiration from a NASA concept that was rolled out to Kennedy Space Center for the Summer of Mars back in I think it was 2016, 2017, and I'm glad they took their inspiration from this, because that's just, to me, it's cool.
To be fair, there's only so much you can do with a rover. I mean, the tires are different, the design is a little bit different. I mean, the only thing that's similar is that it has 6 wheels and it's similar size, but I mean,
yeah,
yes.
but you can do 6 wheels differently. Look at the Ursa versus that. They don't look anything alike, so I like that it looks distinct from the Ursa. It doesn't just look like a luxury Ursa, it's a distinct different vehicles, what I'm saying.
Yeah, I like that too. But can you imagine if they put Star Kitten mugs on the RSI merchandise site, how well those would sell?
I'll buy like 4 of them.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So people will buy 104. And
It'll
don't forget that they had a big betting mug too right after that. So I think people will buy that too.
Yeah, if they make those physical, it'll be like the Pico slippers and stuff.
Oh my God, the Pico slippers! Forgot about those. Pops, how about you? What do you think about the first half?
Wow. A lot of things. First of all, the Argo orange. I don't know. Every time I see that orange, I just love that orange. But I know the let's see, the RSI ship. Yeah, the seats. Boutte love on those. Yeah. Let's see, what else the weights. I don't know how they're gonna keep those weights in the gym, because I'm quite sure people are gonna walk off with those weights.
Not just walk off, but use them as weapons.
Yeah, exactly.
Inside our electric zone.
Exactly. And the what's it called? The voids. Yeah, getting closer to Griff's monsters, getting into the game. So happy to see that, and most definitely the mugs, and maybe we'll get a Pico mug. Well, maybe we don't have a Pico mug. Yeah, well, maybe we'll get a Pico mug also.
No, we have Pico slippers, not mugs yet.
No, we need a Pico mug too.
Well, here's a question for you. They're just showing off these mugs, these glasses. Is anyone interested in picking up 1 or 2, all of those, or no?
There's no origin one.
No?
How are you gonna not make an origin one? We like to drink too.
Cause they got a Star Citizen one, they got an Anvil one, they got a Drake one, and an RSI one. So, no.
Not for me.
Yeah, not for me either, because those are glass, and I'll just break them eventually.
Yep, exactly.
That's what I was gonna say. The Drake one gonna leak.
It might.
Yeah. Comes with its own hole.
Coming to the hole. Okay, that's the prank class. That's the April Fool's class that they give
There
you.
you go.
Yeah,
You remember those?
yeah, I do.
Oh man, I gave one of those to my grandmother. Man, she chased me around the house. Yeah, one of those prank classes.
You knew better.
Yeah, I did, but I did it anyway.
So I made a fee note on this statement, but congratulations on 150 episodes of ISD since the evolution of around the verse. 450th episode for Jared and the team. Congratulations. 8 years and 1,200 videos for Jared. That's a lot of videos, Jared. I don't know how you had the energy. He mentioned that holiday live stream. I hope people get a chance to look that up and try to find it. I don't think it's hidden, but I'm not sure if it's on the official site, Star Citizen YouTube anymore. But it's around, so check that out. And no clam-baked showdown? Why? What? CIG lied to me. What's going on here? The 609 code improvement was interesting. I'm not really into the SRB, but hopefully people who are like what they saw. But that linked rover, man. I see in my fleet, my hangar, I melted and got rid of all my vehicles because I was just thinking I'm gonna buy those in the game if I really need any. But I think I'm gonna have to pick up a linked rover.
Yeah, I feel you on
Especially
that.
for me because I mean I've been not looking forward to, but I've been anticipating them since really I came to the game in 2014. The linked rover is a long time coming, and it looked good. So
Okay.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I just have a plea to anybody from CIG that might happen to be listening. Please make the loaner for the G12 this rover, please. That's all.
Depends on which one comes first, because the G12 is not out either, right?
Nope. We got images in this, like, that it's now. It looks like it would be further along because we don't have these kind of images of the G12 yet.
Oh, okay. So you're saying when this come out, okay, I see what you mean.
Yes, assuming this comes out before the G12, I really hope they make this the loaner for it because it's luxury. The G12 is luxury.
I don't see
Kind of a
why not.
no-brainer. Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why they're making a cyclone for or anything like that. Yeah, I can see this.
Hey, you know what? I've got a cutlass steel for a C. What is it? C1, E1, E1 for the E1. So, who
Oh,
knows?
okay. I'm trying to figure out how that works. Griffin,
Yeah.
I thought you still had a Phoenix. I have a Phoenix in my buyback. I don't have it in my hangar. I have it in my buyback. So yeah, I don't have the linked rover specifically in my hangar, but I have it in my buyback. A Cuddy Rush for me, yeah, that's what I call it, the Cuddy Brown. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that linked rover. The Spirit looked pretty cool. I have a couple of CCUs to the Spirit. I didn't really get a Spirit outright, but I have a CCU in case I had to change my mind when it comes out. This is the Suntouch guy. Looks pretty cool. This is the sneak peek from last week that they were talking about. So yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
no, I was gonna go ahead if you weren't done.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, was this always supposed to be luxurious, the links, or was
Yes,
this
it was always supposed to be luxurious because it comes with the Phoenix. Because the Ursa rover comes with the Aquila, constellation Aquila, and the link comes with the Phoenix, and the Phoenix is baller, so the link has to be baller too.
Okay. So it's exclusive to that one. Okay.
Yes, exclusive to the Phoenix. And let me just look at it one more time. I mean, okay, you're talking about those seats. I think I want a seat like that in real life. If CIG can make me one of those, it probably cost $2,000. But yeah, I don't know. Those seats do look good.
I just noticed something on the floor. It's a Lynx.
Oh,
Like they
okay,
did with the Phoenix. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I never knew what that was, but if you say the Lynx, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can go back. No, you can't really see it. Okay. But yeah, that is the Ursa Lynx. I'm looking forward to that. I've been saying.
Oh, and that
Fast.
landing gear. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to talk about that landing gear, the one that looks like it looks like a praying mantis.
Yeah.
You know, it was just
On the
just for,
Sunset GI.
yeah, looks like praying mantis claws. Yeah.
Let me fast forward real quick to this part. No, this part here. Okay, so that is the Starkin mug, and that is the Big Bunny mugs. So yeah, I think those would definitely sell well if they ever decide to sell those as merchandise or in game and buy the player. Alright, so I think that's it for the first half. We'll pick up for the second half here. Here we go.
Of your own, there's this new set of Star Citizen pint glasses up for pre-order on the web store. I asked if they wanted me to promote them, and they said no, because you'll probably do something silly and stupid with it. And I said, leave it with me. And they said, what? No, we said no. And I said, no problem. And here we are. Back to the Interactables team, they've also been prototyping a new way to hang a variety of posters on the walls of the player habs and spacecraft with these new, expanding electronic devices that could let you decorate any space that's marked up for them. The prototyping here is using common adverts for in-universe events, but the possibilities of this feature become apparent very quickly in allowing players to not only decorate their spaces, but to collect and memorialize important moments from their time in the persisting universe, to take missions to set up flyers for in-game shops or events, post bulletins for bounty missions, and much, much more. And this last bit is from both the Interactables and Mission Feature team, who have been developing the next dangerous new contraband to sweep its way through the persistent universe, grasping weevil eggs. Grasping weevil eggs. Is this what's the file name? Oh, no, that's what it is. Huh. Let's switch on over to the Environment, Planetary, and Lighting team's work with these images of updated atmosphere progress for the planet Hurston, which adds a stronger layer of pollution much closer to the planet's surface that helps suck light out of the atmosphere, add a richer gradient, and really just makes the place seem dirtier overall, which we can expect to play very well with the upcoming Loreville 2.0 and Alpha 3.19, some of which you can see here. I'm just gonna let these images speak for themselves a bit. And we'll take a deeper look at how light, atmosphere, and the new cityscape all come together in Alpha 3.19 when ISC returns from hiatus in just a few weeks. And while the atmosphere of Hurston is getting a little love, so too are the verdant forests of Microtech. As part of a greater overall overhaul we'll be discussing more of in the coming months, the forests of Microtech are receiving a performative refresh that will make the environment seem richer and denser visually, while providing more gameplay opportunities for cover during missions, racing, and other activities galore. The landing zone teams have also completed a sprint adding additional mission locations scattered around the planet Crusader in the style of resort hotels that can utilize overlays for pleasant, in-use active businesses as well as those taken over by the ever-present and vile Ninetails. Each new cluster is designed to be a procedural home for a variety of mission types and looks to draw players out from Orizon and into the far corners of the gas giant. And down on the surface of Hurston, work is underway on an early white box phase of local law enforcement offices, a place for players to utilize the next evolution of bounty hunting gameplay we'll discuss more about later this year, to collect, or in this case, drop off the captured bodies of criminal outlaws collected by players. Now the drop-off here is right up front, because in early tests, it was getting kind of weird just walking through the hallways, pushing bodies deeper and deeper into the facility. Unless you're into that sort of thing. Moist noodle. You can then also check out the bounty boards to collect new missions here, or go forward into the shop and resupply as needed. And there's an office for meetings, but who needs more of those in life? And then we bring ourselves to the detention area, where a number of cells can vary from location to location. I suspect that many of you will be looking forward to spending your time anywhere else besides Kleischer, even if it's just a jail and not a prison. Also in white boxes, the pre-production blockouts for a variety of building interior modules that will fit inside the towering skyscrapers of New Babbage on Microtech, being developed and tested in situ simultaneously to work out and discover anything developers might not have considered or recognized as necessary in the original mandate. The idea here is that once the player lands, they would enter this particular interior from the very top, encountering a lobby and expected elevators. Then, after a brief trip down, emerge into a number of different interior modules such as block of player apartments seen in the example here. And speaking of modular interiors, the Montreal Tools team continues their work refining the very process used to make locations for the persistent universe, including several sprints on something called the PU Locations tool, a plugin that artists and designers can use to build and iterate modular locations quickly for the various star systems of the persistent universe. What you're seeing here is the PU Locations tool fully integrated into the game editor, where this person has decided they wish to create a space clinic in Pyro. No doubt a location players will visit quite often in the lawless frontier that awaits. Next, let's cook the first module, which is the lobby and includes the relevant connectors necessary so that the player can traverse from one room to the other without falling through into the cold depths of space. It's important players feel safe in their space stations, at least from the environment art. Legal note, this does not extend to elevators, which are a unique curse upon players and developers alike. Next is what's called the Universal Room, which is a super fancy programmer term for hallway. They know it's true. We can even change the seed if we don't like that particular hallway and generate another and another, each one creating the various connectors needed for us to continue building. And then some side rooms, or in rare cases, a rear room, which is usually at the back. Some shops like the pharmacy. Oops, an assert. I'm going to leave that in there for solidarity with developer pain. Now let's go inside and start cooking some overlays, which is basically everything involved in the set decor that will further distinguish one space clinic from the next. Things are pretty generic at the moment, so we turn on our viz areas, check our tags, start the cook, and whoa, nice. We move forward. Looks like we forgot to cook a container. Easy enough. We're not going to put rooms here, so let's go ahead and start closing these connectors off. And then we can cook us up another overlay for this side room here. Nice. And this process is repeated in all subsequent rooms, and overall it's another terrific example of how game development is exponential and absolutely non-linear in progress. Now, as asset libraries are built and grown and tools are conceived and iterated on, the progress you can make at one point should be exceeded by the next, and overall becomes a continuing reminder that the struggle of what comes before is necessary and right to birth the improved technologies, efficiencies, and general effectivenesses of everything that comes next, including a new version that does everything you just saw in one click that recently became available to developers. And while we're talking new technologies, let's wrap things up this week with some work from the PU character art team, which had a small sprint working to convert some of our older legacy assets to newer resources that have been developed over recent years, including Layer Blend V2 and the ability to spawn items with specific levels of wear and decay. So this means that not every version you find out in the verse is going to look exactly the same. The team is also using the opportunity to discover more chances to further modularize existing armors like the Nomad and Light Outlaw you're seeing here, as well as many more we'll be showcasing later this year. It's part of a continuing effort to add more customization to what you wear in both the new stuff that's coming down the pipeline and what's already there in the persistent universe. And that customization also extends to a variety of tints that can be used for spawning armor variants within the universe, which you can see in some early explorations here. This will allow mission and location designers to specify specific variations of components and tints for different areas, or use procedural tools to randomly generate dozens and dozens of variations for each outfit. And when that gets extended to many of the outfits already within the universe, this will get us a far greater variety of things within the persistent universe than we have today. And oh heck, I know I said we were going to wait until our last big segment on Lorville in just a couple weeks once we return from hiatus, but let's go ahead and leave you with just a few shots of the absolutely fantastic work the lighting team is doing bringing this new Lorville 2.0 to life. Yeah, I'm gonna shut up and let several thousand words of images do the talking instead. So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that there are, as always, a lot of ships and vehicles in the pipeline, all scheduled to make their way to the persistent universe throughout the remainder of this year. That work to bring fauna to the persistent universe is back on the menu. That grasping weevil eggs are a thing, as is the continuing work to physicalize as many aspects of Star Citizen as possible. That locations, new and old, continue to be iterated on and improved upon, as do the tools our team members use to create them, and that boy howdy gee willikers, I'm pretty certain we're just gonna park the only constant outside Lorville at night for all of Star Citizen Live next quarter. Now, as we're at the end of this quarter, ISC is going on its regularly scheduled hiatus, but the work doesn't stop there. Next quarter, we'll be back with our final looks at Lorville 2.0 before it goes live in Alpha 3.19. We're gonna take a deeper look at the vast changes and improvements coming to Arena Commander after that, as well as the new derelict settlement towns, new player experience tutorial, a sequel to the buggy racetrack in Orison, but for Microtech, explorations of the new ships and vehicles arriving at this year's Invictus launch week, a discussion with superstar concept artist Gavin Rothery about envisioning more ships for Star Citizen than anyone else alive. We're going to look ahead to a whole bunch of new features coming in Alpha 3.20, and then of course continuing our journey to 4.0 here and there along the way. It's been one hell of an 8 years, and the last 4 of them bringing 150 episodes of this show to you has been a blast. And we're still getting better at doing so each and every week. Now, I can say that because I'm not talking about myself. I'm referring to the talents and work of Will, Dave, Alex, Casey, Jill, Stephanie, Amanda, Caroline, Tom, David, Luke, Justin, Jake, Vicky, and now Mercy. Welcome to the team, who have all made this last year the best one yet. Thanks for putting up with me, and here's to another 150 more. Oh, and if you've noticed and liked the 10 different memes that have been here on the screen all quarter, we'll be releasing to the social media later this week. I can tell you they make great phone wallpapers. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for watching, thanks for 150 episodes, and we'll see you back here in about a month.
What? gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it.
No, not from the elevator. We won't.
I guess we'll never find out. Alright, so that was the end of the second half. And Yo-Yo Mech, thank you for the raid. And welcome raiders from Yo-Yo Mech channel. Hope you enjoyed the ISC. I think we're going to go in reverse order this time. So yeah, Pops, what do you think about the second half?
Okay. All right. Yeah, elevators. Yeah. Let's see, man, you made me forget picking me first now. Wow, you just made me draw a big blank. I wasn't ready for that.
Want me to come back to you?
No, I'll man, let me think. Okay. The well, they weren't really I guess they called them posters.
Posters, yeah, they're posters.
Yeah. I think
posters.
I think they're really cool. What I would like to see with them is obviously you can go out and buy some, but I would like to see some of them tied to missions. Maybe you have to go to different planets and pick up, some from the, different planets that you pick up from the shops and things like that. I thought they were really cool. Really nice. I would like to see some as those the posters that they have, and I see like the one that was had ET on it, the one with the Van Duel and the Pico, and they were reenacting the Lady and the Tramp when they were with the spaghetti. I think those would be cool as posters. Yeah. I like them. Decorate your house with, try to find a way that everybody doesn't, have all of the same ones. And,
I know I've said it before, but I cannot wait until we get our personal hangers back, because I really miss those. Because every patch, I was one of the people who would redecorate my hanger with the players that I had. So yeah, I miss those.
Yeah, so I'm gonna end it there and let everybody else, because I don't want to hog up.
No problem.
Yeah.
All right. So Jade, how about you? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, before I go into that, I have a question for you about. Okay, so would you be okay with, the personal apartments rather than personal hangars, like coming, first, where you could decorate your apartment like that with hanger flair?
Yeah, it's just something personal, like a player housing. I'm a player housing, put it that way.
Okay. Yeah. So just starting with the posters, I like them. I hope that there were posters that were hanger flare. Like there's a gamer magazine called Hitbox. So some of us have an old poster for Hitbox magazine. I hope that they recreate those as posters so that we can use them near term, so we could get some of that hanger flare being used in the game now, even though our hangers aren't in yet. And I hope they change. I hope they give you more than one type of poster. Like those were like verticals. I hope we get some horizontal ones. Like just some different shapes would be really cool, just for some variation. I'm all about personalization, so that's a welcome thing. I can't wait. Also, looking here at the density of the forest, I like it. The only thing I would recommend to them is, I know they use speed tree to make these trees. Make some smaller bushes and give these forests a bit more variation so that they're a little bit more believable, because right now they're kind of like one note. I'm expecting to hear some chords when I look at them. So you have a couple types of trees, but they look kind of repetitive, right? Like, so they could break that up with some shrubbery. Yeah, well, not so much copy paste, but they just need a little bit more variation in terms of foliage. Because when you go into a real forest like that, like I live in Seattle and we have real forests like that around, and you see really dense, trees like that, but then you also have all this, all this shrubbery, all this like, smaller vegetation too. So just a little bit more of that, and they will have nailed it. Okay, this is really cool. So I was looking at this and I'm like, wow, those cells that are in the Avenger stock are maybe now going to actually have a use, like a lot sooner than I thought. And bounty boards, that's the big one for me, because we were talking about this on the big broadcast. If you didn't see it, Soul Citizens, this past Sunday, we were talking about different things at like screens in the verse, and I was saying it would be really cool if you had bounties come up and you had like maybe an image of them like in the last scene at New Babbage at Wally's bar or whatever. That would be like really cool, and I didn't think that would be something we would see for a lot further along. Or maybe it'll just be text in the first iteration, but still, that it's bounty boards. Like hopefully people will gather around them like in the Mandalorian. And I think that's pretty much it for me. Other than I can't wait to have an apartment at New Babbage, because why not?
I forgot to mention, I looked it up during the second half of the show, but I looked up those glass mugs, and they're $50 for a set of 4. I was expecting more to be 30 or 40. But not only are they $50 US dollars, they want to charge $10 for shipping and handling. So yeah, I don't think I'm definitely not gonna pick those up. But yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to mention that they are available for pre-order, just like you said on the OSI web store. So you always been knock yourself out, but not for me. Face to face, how about you? What are your thoughts about the second half of ISC?
I enjoyed everything, but the thing that caught my eye the most was, as we're looking at it right now, the procedural tool. As we talked earlier, just recently, looking at where Unreal unveiled a procedural tool themselves, where you could be able to manipulate a forest or something like that, very easily with a simple shift of an item. Seeing this within the game, or as a tool for the artist to be able to use, is a wonderful thing, because one of the things that from a creative standpoint, where you can have a tool that allows you to take away the technical aspect of something and allow you to put yourself in the front of a creative aspect. You don't have to worry about technical stuff and all of those other things and building so much. You could just pop and generate, and you could just kind of flow with it. So this to me was really cool to see.
Cool. Some of the things that disturbs me, I never knew about the grasping evil eggs, so that's something new. The hanging posters, I'm looking forward to those. Whether it be an apartment or a full-size hangar, just give me some housing, player housing. The elevators are cursed. That's confirmed. We figured it out. Oh, that thing just now, when he had the Windows AirCell, that I was okay the first time I watched this because I didn't have my headphones on, but when the headphones on, it made me jump when I heard it. I'm like, wait, what? So don't do that, Jared. Don't do that. The legacy, okay, the legacy armor variants. Let me fast forward to that real quick if I can. There it is. So that okay, it looks different. I was thinking that was Mark Strong from Squadron 42, but it's definitely not him. So never mind about that. I did get a closer look. So never mind about that. But the legacy armor variant, they talk about this kind of armor, the Nomad armor, for a while now. So looking forward to getting that in the game. I won't get it myself, but say it again.
It's been in for a long time.
It's been in for a long time.
What you're seeing here, what you're seeing here is
legacy.
They're gonna let it like age and have like wear and tear and stuff on it.
Right. Okay. Thank you for that correction. The Lightning Team Logo 2.0. That looks cool. Oh yeah, and this is, as you know, the last ISC before the hiatus. They say it's gonna be about a month. So we'll have to figure out something to do in between now and then. But at the end, that they figured they announced officially the elevators are cursed, and then they had the elevator monster at the end of the episode. So yeah.
So fastcart, gasping weevil eggs. Real quick, do you know what they are?
Say it again.
Gasping weevil eggs. Do you know what they are?
No.
Okay, so this is coming from a description of them that was in game back in 3.10.2. The eggs of this small beetle are commonly held to be an aphrodisiac, but when allowed to hatch, the weevils themselves will eat sealants used in space station construction. Transport of the insects or eggs is banned in the UE. So I thought you'd find that interesting. You know, it may be for Soul Talk After Dark, but we have aphrodisiacs in the game. Just saying.
I mean, we have organ harvesting. Why not aphrodisiacs too? So yeah.
You're giving us everything in this episode.
Basically, yeah. The only thing we're missing is a Titan suit at this point. Yeah, I don't like weevils. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I don't think I like them either, but we'll see. But yeah, that is ISC. I think that's about it for ISC. Okay, so up next we have. I don't have that one up there. Oh yeah, I know what that is. We have Machinima, and we're going back to one of our favorites. We started with him like earlier this year. I want to say January. We keep coming back for more, but this is Wicked Wookie. Star Citizen, don't waste your money. It's 2 minutes long, so let's see what you got to say.
Good morning, Stanton. This is Scooter. Come to you from the beautiful Brio's Breaker Yard on Damer.
All right, today we got the Drake Vulture, the love child of a Banyu Defender and a John Deere tractor. Now this may be the best looking ship in the verse, Bo. Yes, sir. If you can't get a space lady in this ship, Bo, I don't know what to tell you. Hey girl, you like tractor beam rides? Now for weapons, you got 2 bulldogs that are good for giving space debris a little scoot.
Little scoot!
Up top, you got your satisfactory drone, and on the hind end, you got your cargo hold that fits all your ground vehicles perfectly. Good Lord, this sucker's about to explode, Bird! Now up front, you got your scrapers that vacuum up all this here metal and sends it through this here pipe into this here easy bake oven. That then pops out a cargo box. And it ain't limited to just cargo boxes. No, sir. This thing can cook up all kinds of things, like multi-tools, attachments, beer cans, fishing lures, truck bumpers. This old girl even has tractor beams. That should be working the next firmware update. I'm sure Drake is hard at work on it. Inside, you got your bunk, nice and cozy. Just don't touch that light bulb. Burn, this light bulb's flickering. Never mind. You also got another one of them easy bake ovens. So if you get a hankering for some grits or fried okra, you're good to go, Bo. All right, folks. If y'all want to take this old girl for a test flight, you just come on down to Brio's Breaker Yard and you tell Scooter sent you. Y'all have a good evening.
All sales are final. Scooter is not responsible for ship vandalisms, exploiting gray cats, or droves of women clamoring to get into your ship. Use caution while using your buddy as a tractor beam.
Oh, I almost forgot. VTOLs!
Oh man, he's always a hoot. Saying he's the hoot is just in line for a Scooter. So yeah, free for all. What do people think? Wicked Wookie.
Yeah. Easy bake oven. Yeah. Okay. I remember that toy. My cousin had one of those. Yeah.
So I have a question for y'all. Does anyone have a hankering for some okra? Fried okra? After
Wait,
No.
what?
No.
No.
No. Mm-mm. No fried okra.
Oh, right. Okra. No. No.
So what do you thought, Jade or Fist?
Okay, good.
Go ahead, Fist. No, you go.
So oh man, okay. So for me, I enjoy my man. He is great at what he does. I would like to see, possibly, I don't know if it may happen, but he might become a casual character at Brio's Brickyard. You never know. But no, he reminds me so much of Mater. And for those of you out there who have played Borderlands,
Oh, okay.
right? I think his name was Scooter or Skeeter. I forget the voice
Oh,
actor. I think he passed away.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So it was. Oh man, I love those two characters. So yeah, this is right up my alley right here.
Evidently, it's up our alley too. We keep coming back to him. What were we gonna say, Jade?
Yeah. This was funny, especially when he cuts to Wally's and she's dancing to some dubstep. Yeah, his accent makes this even funnier, in my opinion. Just the whole character. He's just really good character acting, and the humor is there. So hopefully he will keep these coming. That's all.
Yeah, evidently he is. I mean, I think this is our like fourth or fifth one that we featured on the show. So yeah.
Yeah.
And that to go to his quality of work and humor. So yeah, I love this character. Yeah, so looking forward to more. All right.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I like the way he says cargo. Oh man, I can't even. Cargo. Oh well, it's yeah.
He'd be banned from Soul Citizens because he has the hardest R imaginable.
Yeah, and that scene just now. Let me see if I can go back real quick. But it's a cross between a love child between the Defender and a John Deere tractor.
I guess we'll see a lot more because he seems to be making one every time a ship comes out. So yeah, yeah.
I can't wait to see what it does for the bad enrichment.
Yeah, too bad he missed 890. Could have done that.
I don't. That's not up his alley though. I don't think he would sell.
You know what?
Yes,
that would be funny and cool to see Brio's Brickyard have an 890 at the junkyard. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, he especially since he would get it by legitimate means, right? All right, so yeah, that is the Machinima this week from Wicked Wookie. Star Citizen, don't waste your money. Up next, I want to give a quick shout out to Star Jump. We had an Endeavor. What happened? Oh, it just ended. But yeah, so I had there it is. But I had let me just reload. So yeah, the Star Jump had a Mission Endeavor episode. It just came out tonight. Hopefully someone can put that link in chat. It aired a couple of hours ago, but you can check out the video. 25-minute long, talking about the Endeavor. And I'm a Patreon, so I've already seen it, and it's great. Anyone who loved the Endeavor or loved talking about it, this is an episode for you. But I just want to give a quick shout out to that. But up next we have our Podcast Saturday. So, Podcast Saturday, or Podsat, is what we call it, every Saturday, starting at 3 p.m. Eastern. We have Soul Voices, and that's what we talk about. We're members of the committee, but it's more one-on-one. That's Griffin's show. At 6 p.m. Eastern, we have the Actor Pub with the Captain's Table. At 9 p.m. we have Relay SC, and you can hopefully you can convert all those to your local time. That'll be 7 p.m. UTC, 10 p.m. UTC, and 1 a.m. UTC. And on Sunday, we will be talking about shoots and scores. That's talking about music and scoring in Machinima. And they'll have special guests, EE Studios, Graydon Square, and Star Jump Graham. So check that out on Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, midnight UTC.
Yeah, and if any of you've never heard of Graydon Square, he's a Star Citizen backer. He's a very good rapper, and his album, City on a Type of Forever, was reviewed by Pitchfork and got really good reviews. So definitely check out his work.
Cool, thank you for that. Also, on Wednesday coming up, on April 5th, Soul Citizen will be guest on Yacht Club. So check us out on Yacht Club on Wednesday. It should be good. If you want to become a Soul Bro, Soul Sister, Soulmate, Soul Citizens have membership has its privilege. Click the join button below on YouTube. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Fit to Face, Jade, Pop Bitch, and Griffin in the background for posting links. Appreciate you all. We are Soul Citizens with an S on the end everywhere on social media. If you want to check out our merch, click the link below. We appreciate all the support you can give us. Hit like, subscribe, follow, depending on what platform you are, or click the notification bell too, so you know when we're live. And we are going to raid Gabiz.
Jesus, he did it again. He did it again. I'm sitting here. I'm like, I know he's gonna get it right this time.
I knew he was gonna get it wrong.
Yeah, Gabiz. I'm gonna tell her she gonna come in here.
Oh my God.
Gabbed. We're gonna be raiding Gabbed. Take care, everybody. Peace, love, and soul. Bye.
That's good.
No, I just want to do it on purpose.
Yeah, I know.